Hello and welcome to another episode of Alan Writes. Wow, my recording device is not operating well. Doesn't matter. This is Lucky Gold, and we're writing. Damn it, we are writing for the half an hour that I've got before a meeting kicks off. I have more meetings now, less writing. It's sad. Anyway, she stood. Okay, okay. Going to. Are you gonna speak with me? The reply. And held her breath. Words formed. Not in the air, but in her bones. Reverberation. A reverberation. She could feel. Not unlike she could feel and hear the ear bones, of course. 3 of them working to she didn't understand anything that it said. That was said. An old language, no doubt. But linguistics was a science too, and she could handle this. When the reverberation, when it stopped tapping her bones, when it stopped tapping her he said, "We'll have to take this slow." No, that won't do any good. You don't understand my grammar, nouns, and syntax, and other stuff. Let's start small. Who am I? She asked, and hoped that her tone would avail her, or something. Would prevail. Not avail, prevail. All right. Heather. I am Heather. Okay, and then we're going to move on. All right. It's been 5 days since I've worked on this, and I have forgotten who the casino general property manager is. Oh yes. Oh my yes. Welcome to being a writer. I've created a character. He seems awesome. Who is he now? I don't remember. Maybe he just drops away. Well, Nadir, he was an Indian fellow. American, from from India. That's not correct. And we've also forgot about Shakan. Jeez. Daniel. The Chinese American. What did he do? Did a thing. Chinese American fundraiser. I believe it's Dan of Sicko. I will figure that out. Oh boy. I've really lost the thread on this. It happens. Nadin Goyal. There we go. In theory, I should have a separate work that I can reference and sort of who's who and the summary of who they are so that I don't miss any details. But I'm pantsing it right now, so screw that. Nadin went to the guest suites. Down to the guest suites. Took the elevator down to the guest suites. It was a small, it's a small concession to his age, not taking the stairs anymore. Not unless, but to his position, not his age. It would be unseemly to be seen out of breath. And he would be, because running up the stairs was one of the few enjoyable forms of recreational exercise left to him. There was something about the surging up, the striving to meet some definite goal. And the adrenaline and the rush of reaching it. Then when you came down, it was as though you were on a holiday. With gravity doing most of the work. Okay. I don't mind that. That's an interesting character inside. I may or may not keep it. With first drafts, you'll get a lot of different chaff and stuff in there that you're like, well, is this part of the character? Is it not? I don't know. Am I going to keep it? Am I going to pull it out? Is the reader ever going to see it? The doors opened, and he strode out into the hallway. Here there were more ordinary suites. Often single bed, double bed, double bed, double bed, little sitting room, and a view of the city. Those guests of the high rollers that needed to be close. There were always a few friends, business partners, random people they'd run into at the airport and then decided to drag along on an adventure. Always a different reason, but they could find a place here. Even the minibar was free for them. Truly luxurious accommodations. Mr. Suko's room was just down the way. Just down the way. All right, I need a couple of other high rollers in the casino, adjacent to the nanny, or a power couple from DC. And the hairstylist of a popular Nadin knocked. Knocked politely. A soft yet insistent rap that asked for entry. He had a master key, of course, but that would be rude. No answer. He knocked again. Mr. Suku had been in a car accident prior to joining Miss Flowers at the casino. Now rejoining her. They discussed business earlier in the day after she'd she'd lost won a little at roulette. Later, he joined her at poker, where he'd shown some skill. Still no answer. He pulled out his phone. And skimmed his messages. Nothing that had an alert on it. Some issue with the blueberries in the kitchen, but he sent that to his head of hospitality so that she might have an excuse to have lunch as well. To walk there and perhaps have lunch. The door Okay. Someone came to the door. He could feel the subtle shift of the floor, hear a faint whisk of the carpet, and feel the shovel, and hear, though that should be impossible given the soundproofing. Something to look into later. Mr. Goyal. General Property Manager. I'm looking in on you, Mr. Shaku. Is the doctor still there? Nah, there's no doctor here. A voice said a rough texture to it. A rough texture to it. As though parched. Go on. It was not Mr. Shaku whose voice he'd heard in the playback tapes from the poker table. I will need to see Mr. Shaku, he said. Are you the valet? Are you the valet? He wasn't. Someone would have informed him if there had been a servant attached. Okay. Okay, 20 minutes in. He considered using his phone to call up security footage and show the floor. Always risky to do that, to let information beyond the confines of the hard lines. And see who else had come in. But standing here, waiting, was beginning to chafe a little. Clueless and waiting. Well, I have realized something, that Nadin will probably have to perish in this story. Doing what? No idea. Alright, well, unfortunately, he's far too competent to survive. So, it happens. Beginning to chafe a little. No, I ain't no valet. The voice said. A man, 40-something, at least, not well educated. Not well educated, or hiding it well. And there was something else. Something strange about the tone. Will you open the door? Nadin asked. I should like to see Mr. Shaku. The health and well-being of our guests. My highest priority. It was the truth. Without guests, a casino was nothing. Their health had to come first, before even profits, before even short-term profits. Otherwise, they wouldn't come, wouldn't gamble, and then the house couldn't win. And then eventually, his predecessor hadn't understood that. Or had forgotten it. Either way, Nadin was here. Was here now. And if he had to use his master key, or better yet, call up security to do so, Who would? You ain't going away? No. Kindly open the door. You just want to see him? That is all. He's sleeping. Is he invisible then? The voice on the other side barked out a low laugh. Nah, but wouldn't that be a hoot? Okay, I'm running up out of time. The door lock clicked and the portal swung open. Alright, now Nadin gets to meet Gus. And Gus is going to try to push him out like, oh, you've seen him. No, I haven't. Because Nadin has some natural resistance to being pushed around. That is his sort of magic. As I indicated, everybody sort of uses their intimate magic in different ways. Usually subtle ways that can be explained, and Nadin is simply to not be moved by other people's persuasion or intimidation, but to take stock of things himself. He also has a little bit of proximity understanding of like when people are around. These are things he's cultivated over the years, and it can be attributed to simply being perceptive. So it's magic you can explain away because you use it every day. Other people do it. It's perfectly understandable. All right. But I hope you've enjoyed this little walk for, wow, we got barely a page. Good. Fun. But we'll keep searching at this, and hopefully I will continue to do these recordings every day so that I don't have to pick it all back up at some other time and kind of lumber forward with like, well, what was I doing? What will I keep? Is there structure to the story, or am I going to kill the chauffeur down at the docks and never explain it? Thank you, Raymond Chandler. But hey, these things happen, and he's a famous writer. I am not. All right. I hope you've enjoyed this. Stay safe and take care out there, all right? Thanks.